Friends, have you ever wondered why some countries don't have a McDonald's? Well, today we're going to unravel a fascinating story about a small Himalayan kingdom that has managed to keep the golden arches at bay. I'm talking about Bhutan, the land of the thunder dragon. In this video, we'll explore the unique cultural and economic factors that have kept McDonald's out of Bhutan. It's a tale of tradition versus globalization, of happiness versus consumerism. And trust me, it's going to be an eye-opener. Let's start with some mind-boggling numbers. McDonald's, the fast food giant, operates in over 100 countries with more than 39,000 locations worldwide. From New York to Tokyo, from London to Sydney, you can find those familiar golden arches almost everywhere. It's a symbol of globalization, a beacon of American culture that has spread to the farthest corners of the earth. But there are still a few countries where McDonald's hasn't set up shop. And Bhutan, a small landlocked country nestled in the eastern Himalayas, is one of them. Now you might be wondering, why is this such a big deal? Well, to understand that, we need to dive into what makes Bhutan unique. Bhutan, often called the last Shangri-La, is a country like no other. With a population of just about 800,000 people, it's one of the smallest countries in the world. But what it lacks in size, it makes up for in natural beauty and cultural richness. Now get this. Bhutan is the only country in the world that measures its progress not just by gross domestic product, GDP, but by gross national happiness, GNH. Yes, you heard that right. The Bhutanese government prioritizes the happiness and well-being of its citizens over economic growth. This philosophy shapes every aspect of Bhutanese life, including their approach to foreign influences and global brands. So, what exactly is gross national happiness? It's a holistic approach to development that balances material and non-material values. The Bhutanese government measures GNH through 9 domains: psychological well-being, health, education, time use, cultural diversity and resilience, good governance, community vitality, ecological diversity, and living standards. Now you might be thinking, what does this have to do with McDonald's? Well, everything. The concept of GNH influences Bhutan's policies on foreign investment and cultural preservation. The government is cautious about allowing foreign influences that might disrupt the country's cultural fabric or affect the well-being of its citizens. Fast food chains, with their standardized menus and Western-style consumption patterns, are seen as potential threats to Bhutan's traditional way of life and dietary habits. Bhutan's approach to globalization is unique and, frankly, quite fascinating. The country didn't allow television or internet until 1999. Can you imagine that? This cautious approach extends to foreign businesses and brands. The Bhutanese government has strict regulations on foreign investment, aimed at preserving the country's culture and environment. But there's more to this story. It's not just about keeping foreign influences out. Bhutan is selective about what it allows in. The country welcomes sustainable tourism and investments that align with its values. However, fast food chains, with their reputation for promoting unhealthy eating habits and generating significant waste, don't quite fit into this vision. Now let's talk about McDonald's business model and why it might not be a good fit for Bhutan. McDonald's typically operates through a franchise model. This means that local business people invest their own money to open and run a McDonald's restaurant, following the company's strict guidelines and standards. This model has been incredibly successful worldwide, but it faces unique challenges in Bhutan. First, Bhutan's small population and limited urbanization mean a smaller potential market. McDonald's thrives in densely populated areas with a culture of eating out. Bhutan, with its small towns and rural communities, doesn't offer this kind of environment. Second, McDonald's relies on a complex supply chain to deliver consistent products. In a landlocked country with challenging terrain like Bhutan, maintaining such a supply chain would be extremely difficult and expensive. Let me explain this in simple terms. Buddhism plays a huge role in Bhutanese life and culture. Over 75% of the population practices Buddhism, and it influences everything from government policies to daily habits. Buddhism emphasizes mindfulness, including mindful eating. The idea of fast food, quick, standardized meals eaten on the go, doesn't really align with this philosophy. Moreover, traditional Bhutanese cuisine is a far cry from burgers and fries. It's rich in vegetables, rice and dairy products, with meat used sparingly. The national dish, ima dachi, is a spicy mix of chili peppers and cheese. The Bhutanese take pride in their culinary traditions and are generally skeptical of Western fast food. It's not just about taste, it's about cultural identity and health consciousness. Now let's talk numbers. Bhutan's economy, while growing, is still relatively small. The GDP per capita is around $3,400, which is significantly lower than in countries where McDonald's typically operates. This means that even if McDonald's were to enter Bhutan, its typical pricing model might not work. The company would need to adapt its menu and prices to match local purchasing power. Additionally, Bhutan's infrastructure, while improving, still presents challenges for a business model that relies on efficient logistics and supply chains. Here's something fascinating. Bhutan is the only carbon-negative country in the world. This means it absorbs more carbon than it emits. The country has strict environmental policies, including a constitutional mandate to maintain 60% of its land under forest cover. Now think about this. How would a company like McDonald's, often criticized for its environmental impact, fit into this picture? The contradiction between Bhutan's environmental values and the typical environmental footprint of fast food chains creates another barrier to entry. So what does the future hold? As Bhutan continues to develop and engage with the global economy, will we ever see those golden arches in Thimphu? Well, never say never, but it seems unlikely in the near future. Bhutan's unique cultural values, economic realities, and commitment to gross national happiness create an environment where traditional fast food chains like McDonald's simply don't fit in. Instead, Bhutan continues to nurture its local food culture and small-scale restaurants that serve traditional cuisine. And there you have it, friends. The fascinating story of why McDonald's hasn't opened in Bhutan. It's a tale that goes beyond just fast food. It's about a country choosing its own path in the face of globalization, prioritizing happiness and cultural preservation over consumerism. What do you think about Bhutan's approach? Should more countries follow suit? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more intriguing stories from around the world. Until next time, this is AJ signing off.